as far as I'm concerned, why hindi siya okay when it comes to the Philippines. Kasi ang level mo is president and you talk to the president too. Now, kung gusto mo lang i-wish si Kamala na, oy, good luck to what you're doing, you will be doing in the next coming days kasi you're outgoing vice president. Good luck ha, and let's keep in touch. That is a personal call, but it should not be an official call na ilalagay mo pa sa mga dyaryo. What is this? A publicity stunt? Just because you have an INC rally and you want to cover up the millions of Filipinos that were on the streets and gusto mo mapunta sa iyo yung eksena ng media dahil kausap mo si Kamala Harris. Ang tanong ko, what's the value of it? Hindi ko rin maintindihan ang mga tao na nasa paligid ni BBM and even the Department of Foreign Affairs. Kasi to be very frank, he is the president. Ang level niya is president, head of state din. I'm not saying na napakasnab mo na not to call Kamala kasi I mean, hindi ganoon, pero in terms of protocol talaga, even na-observe ko yan sa iba't ibang bansa no na napuntahan ko, and even here na kung saan nandito ako sa China, na-observe ko talaga yan. Na-observe talaga nila yung protocol. Like for example, kapag head of state ang nag-visit, head of state din ang ang sasalubo, ang makikipag-usap. Pero halimbawa pag vice president din kasi yun ang katumbas mo. Ito, bakit ka makipag-usap sa vice president na outgoing when you are the head of state of the country? You don't go down to that level. It's not being snob, it's just the protocol. There's such a thing as protocol that you have to follow. You may call her in a personal capacity as your friend, but in a protocol, if protocol yan, hindi. As much as possible, you avoid it. Kasi dapat pantay kayo ng level because you have to lift up, parang representation yan ng bansa mo eh. Ibig sabihin, nilower mo ang bansang Pilipinas dahil you're the head of state and you're talking to a vice president outgoing. And in the very first place, what is the value of that? Is there any value for the Philippines talking to an outgoing, a loser vice president in the election? Really? I'm not kidding. I was really shocked. Kasi ang alam ko, ang magiging kausap niya, si outgoing President Joe Biden at saka yung outgoing din ata na Prime Minister ng Japan or current. I'm not sure about the Japan. Basta Prime Minister din ng Japan. So parang, well, in a way, sabi ko, ang una kong reaction, why would you talk to outgoing people? Hindi na sila, hindi na sila nasa posisyon kasi outgoing na. Siguro mas maganda, ang kailangan mong kausapin is incoming. Kasi yun ang makakausap mo at yun ang kailangan mong pakipag-usapan when you talk about bilateral relation with that country. Though pwede naman sigurong kausapin mo in a personal capacity but not as the president of the country. Siguro kung for optics, di ba? Pero bigla na lang ang nalathala is Vice President outgoing ng United States. Parang sabi ko, why would you do that? I mean, and why do you have to have this hype, mini media hype mo pa when in fact, as far as I'm concerned, why hindi siya okay when it comes to the Philippines? Kasi ang level mo is president and you talk to the president too. Now, kung gusto mo lang i-wish si Kamala na, oy, good luck to what you're doing, you will be doing in the next coming days kasi you're outgoing vice president. Good luck ha, and let's keep in touch. That is a personal call, but it should not be an official call na ilalagay mo pa sa mga dyaryo. What is this? A publicity stunt? Just because you have an INC rally and you want to cover up the millions of Filipinos that were on the streets and gusto mo mapunta sa iyo yung eksena ng media dahil kausap mo si Kamala Harris. Ang tanong ko, what's the value of it? What's the value of that for the country? Mayroon bang value? May makukuha ka ba? Ang Pilipinas ba mayroon? Wala. Because outgoing yan eh. Ang kailangan niyang kausapin, kung kaya niyang kausapin at kaya niyang makapenetrate sa kordon ni Trump, is si Trump. Kasi Trump is incoming. Yun talaga yun. Kasi in a matter of time, 5 days from now, Trump will be the president of the United States. So, yun yung kailangan mong kausapin, bati-batiin, congratulations. Kasi yun yung decision maker na ng United States. And these people are outgoing. They will not matter anymore. In many ways, when you talk about diplomatic and official relationship ng bansa. Kasi hindi sila decision maker na eh. So, ganun yun. So, I was really shocked na parang, Why would you lower the integrity of the Philippines by talking to an outgoing vice president? Okay pa ako kung si Biden ang na-picture at na video na he was talking to Biden. Okay, fine. For the last time before you be officially out of office. Pero the vice president, you're supposed to be siguro yung vice president natin, ang pakiusap mo kay Kamala, level to level. Siya yung kausap eh. Parang, ano ba yan? Sabi ko, ito yung publicity stunt nila. Kasi for me, I see it really as a publicity stunt eh. Sabi ko nga, nung makita ko, ano ba, nauubusan na ba sila ng publicity stunt para ibangga doon sa INC rally para lang magkaroon ng publicity sila na kailangan mong gawin itong publicity na to? I mean, come on, 'di ba? Parang and what would they discuss? Would Kamala Harris be able to to make decision for any kind of issues like trade with the United States na Trump will be imposing to other countries a 10% tariff? Would Kamala Harris be able to to make a decision on this or intervene on this issue? No. So, yun nga sinabi ko, what is this for? For me, really, it's only for publicity stunt. Na, kasi may INC rally, we need to have a hype in Malacanang na the president is also, na ang shift at ang usapan, the public attention will be shifted to that instead of the INC. No, I don't think it's effective and I don't think there's value to it when you talk about the Philippines. Wala. Kaya, ewan ko, naubusan na sila ng publicity na pwede nilang gawin pansapong doon sa mga nangyayari sa Pilipinas.
Pero ma'am,
sorry
tandaan po ninyo, negative or positive, still, publicity pa rin. Dito tayo sa isang issue, ma'am. Meron ba kayo
tanong ko naman sa'yo, MJ, nag-ano ba siya? May traction ba siya? Nagkaroon ba siya ng positive traction? I think it was a backlash. From what I can see in social media, backlash. Everyone was asking why Kamala Harris. Bakit si Kamala Harris ang kausap niya? Hindi si Trump. Ang backlash sa social media, ganun eh. So, yeah, it's a publicity stunt. Pero ang tanong, was it good for the country? Was it good for the office of the president? What is good for him? Or was there a backlash? Backlash eh. So, yun ang value. Anong value nun? Wala. Diba?
Ma'am, meron ba kayo nakikita na mga aral, lessons or values na maaaring mapulot natin ng mga Pilipino sa nangyari po ngayon sa South Korea? Dahil po yung kanilang dating presidente na si Yoon Suk Yeol ay naaresto sa pagdedeklara po niya ng martial law.
Ito dapat maging babala sa sino mang gustong magkaroon ng martial law din sa Pilipinas. Ibig sabihin, ang mga ganitong moves ay hindi na pinapayagan ng mga tao. Well, in the context of the South Korea, parang naaresto na-detain ata muna eh. Tapos ngayon, dinala ata sa isang detention center na yung kanilang president. Tapos ang charges ata is maraming charges ata at isa sa mga charges from what I know is insurrection dahil nga sa pagde-declare niya martial law. Tapos ang kanyang possible na maging verdict is isa doon is life imprisonment or death penalty. Oh my God, sabi ko nung nabasa ko. Anyways, ang lessons dito is ganito, lalo na sa sino man na tawag nito na mag-iisip ng mag-declare ng martial law, especially sa konteksto naman ng Pilipinas na hindi na siya ang mga tao sa mundo is very aware of and in terms of information, mabilis nang kumalat. So in terms of this kind of plans, madali na yan ma-prevent. Kasi even in their case, na-prevent nila. So sa akin, kung sino man ang mga nag-iisip dyan na, okay, let's move for something like this, like something to that effect na martial law, siguro, isipin mabuti if it's good for you or it's good for them kasi they have to know na, I don't think people will agree to it and I don't think, let us say in the context of the Philippines, na the Filipinos will agree to it and the Filipinos will just sit down and just, observe na, oh wow, we're having this kind of situation, political situation. I don't think ganun na ang current, yung mga tao ngayon, ganun. I think many people are aware already kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng martial law, ano ang nakukompromise dyan. Kasi when you talk about martial law, katulad ng sinisigaw ng mga South Koreans na they are not in favor of a martial law is it's really against democratic rule. It's not it's really the antithesis of democracy. So in many ways, usually in a country like South Korea na ang kanilang they really want to preserve their democracy, people will go against any kind of authoritarian rule. So kaya nga nagkaganyan yung kanilang presidente. So in other contexts, like let us say the Philippines, kasi mayroon tayong, how do you call that, history ng martial law sa Pilipinas during Marcos Sr. time. So ang sinasabi ko lang, any kind of move to this effect by whoever, even by the current regime, hindi ko naman sinasabing gagawin nila. Ang sinasabi ko lang, if in any case nasa isip nila or naglalaro sa isip whatsoever, they need to think it over and over and over again. Kasi kung yung ibang konteksto nga, South Korea, they're fighting for democracy. I don't think the Filipinos I think the Filipinos will also be fighting for the preservation of a democratic rule in the country. Kasi I think a lot of Filipinos already, kung alam nila kung anong ibig sabihin ng martial law, alam nila kung anong ibig sabihin ng authoritarian rule, at alam din, may marami pang Pilipino na nabuhay nung time ni Marcos Sr. during the martial law era, na until now, ibuhay pa rin. At alam nila kung gaano kahirap yung time na yon at hindi siya okay. So, kaya ako, ang tingin ko, yung mga nasa posisyon, and even us, all of us, Filipinos should learn lessons from the experience of South Korea. Ngayon nga, ang South Korea, may mga mass protest nga sila na may kinalaman dito sa issue na to. Kasi ang ano dito is, kaya rin siguro nag-move ang parliament nila to arrest at saka yung court na mai-arrest. Kasi may clamor din talaga from the public na they don't like to have a martial law in South Korea. Kaya may mga protest rally na nangyari. So ganun talaga. So sa atin, maging lessons learned yan sa ating konteksto at hopefully it will never happen in the Philippines as well. Kasi hindi rin talaga siya maganda. I'm not kidding. We don't want to have a repeat of history as much as possible. So I think naman the current administration is aware of these things, especially the current president. Kasi alam naman niya ang experience nung panahon ng tatay niya at buhay na siya nung time na yon. So, di ba? I mean, at saka yung mga tao sa paligid niya, I think they know what do you mean by martial law in the first place. So, ang maganda, isip-isip. Kumbaga, isip-isip tayo at hopefully it will never happen in the country. But who knows? Di ba? Kasi sometimes, napaka-irrational mag-decide ang nasa puder, lalo na kapag they are pressed to the wall dahil the people is clamoring for change. Katulad ng mga nangyari sa Pilipinas right now. So many people are, INC rally, hindi lang naman INC yun eh. May mga ibang grupo na pumunta, may ibang religious group na nandun, may mga Muslim brothers and sisters pa nga tayo na nandun. Naiisa lang naman ang panawagan actually ng INC rally, peace. At saka malinaw naman sa speech ni Kong Marcoleta na no to impeachment. And at the same time, nilatag din doon yung mga issues ng bayan na mataas na presyo ng bigas, mataas na presyo ng bilihin, all of the issues that the country is facing. They're clamoring for, resolution to all of these things. So, nakikita mo yun sa tao, nakita mo nandun yung karamihan ng tao. Almost roughly all across the country, siguro mga more than 2 million yan. Kasama na yung ibang panig ng Pilipinas. So makikita mo na may clamor. Now, I hope the current regime will not we will not think of anything crazy na they will, try to impose something like what's happening in South Korea na ginawa nung current president nila na ngayon nakadetain. Kasi that is really not good. And I really hope that, they will see it that way na this is not possible. And no one will, Filipinos, I don't think we will agree with that, if in any case. So, ako, ganun ang lesson na ma-perceive dapat ng sinuman sa atin sa Pilipinas. So, yun yung